Tickets, please. There is in the Midlands a single-line tramway system, which boldly leaves the county town and plunges off into the black industrial countryside, up hill and down dale, through the long, ugly villages of workmen's houses, over canals and railways, past churches perched high and nobly over the smoke and shadows, through stark, grimy, cold little marketplaces, tilting away in a rush past cinemas and shops, down to the hollow where the collieries are, then up again past the little rural church under the ash trees, on in a rush to the terminus, the last little ugly place of industry. The cold little town that shivers on the edge of the wild, gloomy country beyond. There the green and creamy-coloured tramcars seem to pause and purr with curious satisfaction, but in a few minutes the clock on the turret of the Cooperative Wholesale Society's shops gives the time, away it starts once more on the adventure. Again there are the reckless swoops downhill, bouncing the loops, again the chilly wait in the hilltop marketplace, again the breathless slithering round the precipitous drop under the church, again the patient halts at the loops, waiting for the oncoming car, so on and on for 2 long hours, till at last the city looms beyond the fat gasworks, the narrow factories draw near, we are in the sordid streets of the great town. Once more we sidle to a standstill at our terminus, abashed by the great crimson and cream-coloured city cars, but still perky, jaunty, somewhat daredevil, green as a jaunty sprig of parsley out of a black colliery garden. To ride on these cars is always an adventure. Since we're in wartime, the drivers are men unfit for active service, cripples and hunchbacks. So they have the spirit of the devil in them. The ride becomes a steeplechase. Hooray! We've leapt in a clear jump over the canal bridge, now for the 4-lane corner. With a shriek and a trail of sparks we are clear again. To be sure, a tram often leaps the rails, but what matter? It sits in a ditch till other trams come to haul it out. It is quite common for a car parked with one solid mass of living people to come to a dead halt in the midst of unbroken blackness, the heart of nowhere on a dark night, and for the driver and the girl conductor to call, "All get off! Car's on fire!" Instead, however, of rushing out in a panic, the passengers stolidly reply, get on, we're not coming out, we're stopping where we are, push on, George." So till flames actually appear. The reason for this reluctance to dismount is that the nights are howlingly cold, black and windswept, and a car is a haven of refuge. From village to village the miners travel, for a change of cinema, of girl, of pub. The trams are desperately packed. Who's going to risk himself in the black gulf outside, to wait perhaps an hour for another tram, then to see the forlorn notice, "Depot only," because there's something wrong? Or to greet a unit of 3 bright cars, all so tight with people that they sail past with a howl of derision. Trams that pass in the night. This, the most dangerous tram service in England, as the authorities themselves declare with pride, is entirely conducted by girls, and driven by rash young men, a little crippled, or by delicate young men who creep forward in terror. The girls are fearless young hussies. In their ugly blue uniform, skirts up to their knees, shapeless old peaked caps on their heads, they have all the sang-froid of an old non-commissioned officer. With a tram packed with howling colliers, roaring hymns downstairs, and a sort of antiphony of obscenities upstairs, the lasses are perfectly at their ease. They pounce on the youths who try to evade their ticket machine. They push off the men at the end of their distance. They're not going to be done in the eyes, not they. They fear nobody, and everybody fears them.